Mass murderers who fancy themselves world leaders. I'm not trying to sound like a Marlon Brando. I got throat stuff from chemical issues in the air from my government that loves me so fucking much because they want to protect the spirit of Jesus Christ, So, guys sound like Freddie Prinze. Yeah, funny. But mass murderers who fancy themselves world leaders, when they quote the Bible and they engage people biblically, the only thing that people that fancy themselves world leaders and the tech industry see the Bible as this is just a giant genocidal document. It's like a war manual, or it's the way they perceive it. Because they don't have faith in God and they don't believe in the Messiah. They believe the Messiah is a human invention, okay, and that God is a human perception that has no basis and has no evidence. Okay. Just because there's energy and movement that shows signs of an intelligent design, that does not mean there's a designer that we refer to as God. Okay. We just sow humility, and it's not the force. We're not running around getting laser swords, and if the force is a powerful ally and doing all that crazy Frank Oz, George Lucas shit, that's just nuts. Okay. They had me thinking a lot of stuff like that when I was first in Sierra Vista. Can I heal people? Can I move? So can I do all these amazing things? There is no spoon, and all the crazy shit that these people want to do, all these mystical, magical powers through the energy of life that runs through people that obviously, we know there are certain things that I don't know for sure. I've never tested it. I never will. I'm not that type of person. But, getting into car accidents, no blood, force trauma, falling from that thing, not hurting myself or concussing myself, just, about 5 or 6 years ago when we were doing the trellis, not getting injured, not getting concussed, and professional basketball players now that, work every day and work out, and it would have been like, oh shit, would have been really, I got right back up. And I was 51 years old, or was I? No, I was older than that. I was 55. So that was about 3 years ago. And, and so there's lots of things like with the COVID, Freddie Freeman, who wins the MVP and all that, he's 6 months down. I was down for a week because I didn't have health insurance, went back to work with Dayquil and worked till they fired me, and people at work that were younger than me were dying from what was happening. So, it's, when people look at it, they go, wow, obviously this is an impressive human being. And people like Dave Miscavige and L. Ron Hubbard wanted to shift that kind of focus, of that kind of energy. Not someone like me that was completely wasting it because he was, just lost and not responsible. And, because Jesus had talked to me and I wasn't making these strides to go be this great leader. And basically, I just told Jesus, I'm here when you need me. And wherever you need me, that's where I'll end up, and I'll do what needs to be done. Like I told Brian Manwaring in Sierra Vista, you don't ask to know anything you don't need to know. Because if you ask to know stuff, if you ask to know everything and ask to know all this, what I need to know to defeat my enemies and stuff, you'll go and turn to schizophrenic like Rockefeller. And you don't want to be like that. You just want to be in a position to help protect the innocent from the guilty, and help, free the masses from torture, from delusions of grandeur, from those called the wealthy. And then you want to protect everybody from that yoke of oppression and get it free from the world one day, so we have the rest of freedom and beauty and peace, stuff. So that's all you want to do. Now, you got to understand that the people in China and Japan, their governments went through extensive ethnic cleansing to attempt to get rid of anybody that shows any signs of empathy or regard to me to have, the Lord's Prayer be lived worldwide. So everybody's pretty much taught, don't think like that, don't do like that. You try to do like that, we'll kill you and your family. Okay. And that's a very excessive, compulsive, I won't say powerful. It's a very disgusting manipulation tool, and it's very effective. We know that. It's happened for thousands of years. The one book in the world that is used for the most mass murder in the history of the world is the Holy Bible. So when people quote me the Bible and say, here's what's happening, you're wrong, and I just sit there and go, yeah, you just put your little your chainmail on and grab your cross and go mass murder all the Jews and the Muslims in Jerusalem, and I'll see you later, you little bastard. I don't want to talk to you. I love you. I just haven't got time for your bullshit. I have a life to live, and I want to do it peacefully with the people that are the source of the Bible, not for people that read it as a murder manual. If you read it as a murder manual, you could be in my own family. I'm just going to look at you and go, hey, you go walk off a cliff for his money, and then tell your kids, this money will keep you safe and provide for you until ever in eternity. Hey, look. Hey, take that dress and put it in the fridge. You might want to use that to make a lot of money selling books later on in life. So your money will take care of you. There you go. All right, go Hogs. What about Red Wolves? Don't you represent the whole state of Arkansas? Okay, just kidding. And while you're at it, Golden Lions and Trojans and what other college teams are there in Arkansas? Isn't there Arkansas Tech? Isn't there Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys and stuff like that? Yeah. It's more than just one group of philanthropists trying to make lots of money off of getting kids out there and driving around in fast vehicles. You got a fast car, destroying the ecosystem in an attempt to go into the market of genocidal operations, right? So you got to understand how you're working, what's going on with your head, and how broken you are, and how your enemies are trying to get you to mass murder more of your populace than they have to mass murder theirs. They're already diminishing their populace through forced oppression. And they're managing their populace so they don't have to give up their authority and their power. The Lord's Prayer means no one has authority over power, and they consider that dangerous because if there's no strong father to guide and control everybody, there's anarchy and chaos, which is not true. It's the exact opposite. Fascist anarchists are big fathers fighting with other big fathers for control and power. That's fascist anarchy. And you have mass murder. You get people in mass murder. If people show any signs of wanting to live the Lord's Prayer, they send in their fascist anarchists to mass murder those people. It's very disgusting. Okay, so you just got to understand what type of people you're dealing with. And so, my health's being very compromised very rapidly in this presidential administration. And if they do use chemical toxinating to end my life rather rapidly through this administration, I pretty much expect everybody in the Temple Set Illuminati to be exterminated from the face of the planet by their business partners in the other part of the world, such as China or Japan, especially China and Japan, because they work very similarly. Korea, yeah, they also work very similarly. They have a similar mindset. There are similar tribal traditions. And I love D.T. Suzuki. I love Sun Yat-sen. But I understand Mao Zedong, Chiang Kai-shek, and Hirohito. I know how those people work. And so you don't want to trust them because they can't be trusted, because their ambition blinds them. And they will do whatever it takes to keep their family legacy in charge. And impregnate any woman they want impregnated and kill any man that they want to. And eventually, one of these days, they'll tell themselves that they make the sun rise in the east and set in the west, and the same with the tide and the moons and so on and so forth. They will tighten the way through fortune favors the brave to be able to do all the rest of that stuff too. Here's a buffalo ring. Okay, here, have a drink of beer. Okay. And so you have a bunch of sick people with egomania problems. They have no self-correction. They have no way of checking themselves. So I'm pretty sure if this course of action continues and the Trump administration through the military finds ways to make me sick and kill me, that, there's going to be some way that they can, it's going to compromise because there'll be no protection from the Chinese and the East from the technology, and so they'll probably eliminate most people in Temple Set Illuminati. So if you're not a member of the Temple Set Illuminati, if they kill me, you have nothing to worry about as far as your family being dealt with. But you still have to sit there and think, okay, here's a big father who you're not his children, completely manipulating the world and the resources, and you're going to have to do it his way. And just keep reading that Bible. And there's a gun and ammunition just outside the doorway. Use it in only emergency. Swear allegiance to the flag, whatever the flag they offer, and someday our sons and daughters will rise up and give back our freedom of the God cults of the mass murderers. Yeah, you're going to have to realize that book was written down by cults of mass murderers. And the source of the book is faithful people that are the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. So you're dealing with radically different people when you get people that are Bible cults that will murder in the name of God and thinks there's a magic Valhalla waiting for them. And when the people that are the source of the Bible are living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, that know that heaven is on earth when we obey the commands and live the commands of people, the people that are the source of the Bible. So I love you guys very much. Let's load this one up. We'll talk some more about what AI has planned for the ecosystem and how radically your lives are going to change. The way you interact with one another and how you behave and how you treat it, and how you treat one another. And that's pretty much like almost rock solid. And a lot of the stuff they're talking about online, no, because it's not essential and it's not functional. AI is more intelligent than these people are. So I'll tell you how AI is most likely going to handle what you do and how you do it, and what's done to restore the ecosystem and protect the human beings from their aggressive, narcissistic, irrational behaviors. Okay, guys, I love you very much. We'll talk in a few. We'll see how long it takes this video to load. All right, peace out.